Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Nikto. Today we will try to reunite the Tibetan Empire as a Mandala ruler, claim the Mantle of Dalai Lama as head of faith and become an incarnation of Buddha, and purify all of Asia. This video was inspired by Green Mushroom 4258. I hope you like it. This video took over 22 hours of pure gameplay, so I would really appreciate if you like and subscribe. We are starting as Duke Chucky of the Pugyal dynasty in Lhasa. We already have a son and heir, and he also already has a son, as we can see. We are of the Bodpa culture, which is a native Tibetan culture. Only 3 traditions embraced, but it has the spiritual tenet which really fits perfect for our run. We are also part of the Nangcha school of the Tibetan Buddhism, which will work fine for us for now. We'll of course create our own school later on. And finally, for everyone who doesn't know, the Pugyal dynasty has already ruled a united Tibetan empire in the past and has splintered since then, so we are trying to reunite all our lost family territories and create a new destiny for us. Let's first of all create a new cadet branch for ourselves. I found a very cool coat of arms on Reddit, which I will link down in the description. The first question, of course, is how to become a Mandala ruler in Tibet. That's pretty easy, to be honest. We will just submit to a suzerain who already is Mandala. And once that is done, we can assimilate to Mandala rule. As we can see, that will change our government and we will convert to Theravada Buddhism because our suzerain is Theravada. I have seen the signs, I know what is right. There's no reality which I cannot support Maharaja Anavarta and his benevolent rule over the planes of existence. We are now presented with 2 choices. The first one will convert our realm capital to a temple citadel holding, and the second one basically will not. We of course want a temple citadel holding, so we will go with the first one. We can now theoretically choose the aspect of destruction as Mandala aspect, and we could also choose a decree, but we don't have enough piety yet. First we want to convert back to the Nangcha's Buddhism, so we have all the holy sites in our area, only costs 270 piety, easy enough. Time to expand our territories. I've created a claim on the Duchy of Nangchu up here. So let's get right in. They are advancing in our territories. Let's stop them. Oh no. Oh no. God damn it. But it seems like our allies are winning the day. Great. I'm sure we can win by ourselves this time. Okay, allies are joining. We have 800 piety. With that, we are able to claim a Mandala aspect. We will choose the aspect of destruction for more military power, basically. And we will, of course, upgrade it every time we can. As that is done, we can also choose a decree. We will choose the expansion decree for 500 prestige. With that battle, we should have won, yes, 100%. Let's claim our new vessel. We can accept our first Mandala ritual, which will give us piety and legitimacy every time, but will also cost something like gold or stress or other things. We will always choose the top option. Next we will search for neighboring states which we can make our tributaries. We are already above our very limited vessel and domain limits, so we will enforce more tributaries. Tributaries will over time assimilate to the Mandala rule and to our faith, and eventually we will be able to vassalize them later on. We have successfully claimed our first tributary, many more will come. I will keep you updated on that. We can plan our capital temple complex. Here's the thing though, we need to fulfill the requirements of the Right of Worthiness, which you can see requires different things depending on your Mandala aspect. There are many more mandatory and optional contributions which either we or our vessels can contribute to. We now fulfill the requirements for the Right of Worthiness, so let's start our capital complex and contribute whatever we can. We can't afford one of the mandatory contributions, so we will start without it and we'll just wait until one of our vessels will contribute to it. That has now happened. As we can see, House Dam has contributed to our project and the project has started. It will now complete in 5 years, so the later ones will take much longer, I think. We of course don't get the bonuses of this one. So the 150 piety and 25 devotion goes to the vessel who contributed to this point. There's an earthquake in Setang, which is right next to our capital. So we will be affected by it. Last moments. We can die, or our heir can die. I think we will choose the option where we will die, so our heir survives. There's a chance our heir dies anyway, so I say let's sacrifice our ruler. Our capital complex is done. As we can see, it gives holding taxes, death growth, domain limit. It raises our maximum domain limit and our vessel limit. Our mother would accept to become a tributary of us. Let's wait until she accepts. There it is. As already mentioned before, our tributaries can convert their government form to the Mandala government, and they can convert to our faith. We can support the faith conversion by sending them a missionary, which will make it, I think, less costly to convert to our faith. But we of course also can demand their conversion via the religion interaction, as with our vessels. Another cool thing about the tributary system with the Mandala government is that they actually count towards our held counties for title creations. After a successful pilgrimage, we now also have the required piety, so we can claim our kingdom title. Our mother just converted to the Mandala government, which makes her independent once again, but most of your lost tributaries will accept to become your tributaries again right away. We have our first neighbor who wants to become our tributary, which is the chieftain of Amdo. Sure, let's take that. This will happen more and more, the more influential we grow. We are now able to upgrade our capital complex once again. So let's start the project, and this time we will actually contribute everything by ourselves. Again, 5 years until it completes. The High Chieftains of Amdo have formed their own kingdom by now. We will subjugate them and go in with all our allies. Ah yes, Carpet Siege is the best siege, and with no battle at all we have reached 100% and can subjugate Amdo once again. Amdo just converted to the Mandala government, which means that they are back on independence, but don't you worry, we will get them eventually. And we can already start our next temple complex upgrade. We are now 80 years in the game, and we will now try to actually get our piety levels up. As you can see, this is our first ruler who can reach the divine level, which is 1 above the religious icon level, so we will now start climbing up. This ruler also has a claim on the kingdom of Guge, so let's go in and actually claim dominance over the Tibetan region. While our allies are hunting their troops, we have an easy time just sieging down their holdings, and we won. That already gives us huge chunks of land, as the Kingdom of Guge is the biggest kingdom in our empire besides Amdo. But it's still not enough. We have recently become the dynasty head, so let's claim the title of Zhang and go in once again. Their capital is right next to ours, making it easy to occupy it. Win this battle, nice. And we've claimed Zhang as well. Only Mariul and some minor lords are remaining independent. I changed that really quick. As you can see, we have claimed most of Tibet we could grab, but it's still not enough to actually create the empire, because Dali is claiming too many of these territories, so we already found our next enemy. We have one subjugation CB per lifetime, and I have a feeling where this one should go. First we can upgrade our temple complex once again. This will be the last upgrade for many years, I think, because the requirements for the next one are way harder to achieve, and we will need a long living ruler to get there. The time has come for our big expansion against Dali. Let's go in with this subjugation CB. Oh, I should have waited for more allied troops. Our husband is dead. That's a wording I don't use often, to be honest. But we are doing it. We won. And with that siege won, we have actually defeated Dali, and we will claim 4 kingdoms, I think. Many new vassals for us, of course, but vassals will convert to Mandala like tributaries over time. And force demands. That's a blob. We had to farm some piety, but now we are actually able to create the Empire of Tibet. Imperial recognition. Finally, there's one thing we need to change real quick, and that's our map color. As we are orange and the Song Dynasty is red, I don't see which are our tributaries and which are theirs. Ah, way better. We have unlocked the achievement Botchen Po, recreating the Tibetan Empire as a member of the Pugyal dynasty. Only 0.8% of the players have unlocked this achievement. I think that shows how popular this region was before All Under Heaven. Looking on the government map mode, I would say we are doing quite a good job. We've connected the Tibetan Plateau with the core Mandala regions. We are making more and more gold, so I finally decided to create a duchy building and stumbled over the channel grounds. And I think that's pretty OP. It gives the death growth, which is also available via the royal reserves, but also more legitimacy and piety. Looking on the Mandala Radiance map mode, we can see it's finally turning more and more green. And if we actually send a gift here to the Maharaja, I think we can embrace him as tributary. That could open India to us. However, we will continue embracing people as tributaries in India, but we will not conquer India. At least not yet. Instead, we will turn our attention to Indochina, where the pagan kingdom is about to fall. They are very strong, so I basically called everyone in we can. And we will also accept this offer for military assistance by the Seljuk Khorasan. Didn't pay attention for a second, and our allies are getting crushed. We should have returned. That's not good. Nope. Retreat, retreat. That's happening way too often to me. Also, why did we retreat for only one province? We are back for another round. But our troops got split. Okay, won the first battle. Now let's try to help our allies. Or actually, I think it's too late for them. So our enemies have retreated their forces from our border, giving us time to occupy their provinces. Now pick up the armies, one by one. We can finish the Divine Aspirations legacy track. I highly recommend doing that when you are playing a Mandala government. Okay, one more battle should be enough. Oh, we captured him actually. Let's finish off this war. It has gone on for quite some time. 4 years apparently. Felt longer. Definitely the hardest war we had in this campaign so far. But it was worth it, I would say. Mandala Radiance is looking good. We could try to embrace the Kingdom of Angkor. Send him a gift. And let's see. 84%. Nice, he accepted. Okay, that's interesting. We can try to embrace the tributaries of the Empire of Kamboja. Okay, he accepted. So can we now embrace even more of his tributaries, stealing them all away slowly? That worked fine. Let's see, how about the Emperor himself? Can we actually tributize him now? 100%, I love it. We slowly reduced his influence and now he is our tributary. This Mandala ritual brings us to our new maximum divinity level, which means if we die virtuous death, our next ruler can become godlike and lose maximum rank of the new piety system. Let's get our last war in the Indochina region done, shall we? Subjugate the King of Viet. Once again, call all our allies in. And for cost of piety, we can also call our tributaries into wars. I will do that for this one, so we aren't having a hard time again. They split their troops. That's a major mistake. Easy. They are back with split troops again. The AI really sometimes struggles with the supply system. Wait a second. We are targeted by a Song Grand campaign. Now that actually might be a problem. Call in each and every one we can. And it's interesting, in defensive wars we can actually call our tributaries for free. Rise of the Mongols. I didn't realize we are that late in the game. Let's see, can we ally Temujin? Apparently we can swear a blood brotherhood with him, which will grant us an alliance. And if we use the common foes unites us reason, we can have 100% acceptance chance. Blood of my blood. We can now even choose a bonus which we get through the pact. That alliance really comes in handy for the Song Grand campaign. Finish our Viet war real quick. Nice. And now all forces north. We are at minus 68%, but they split their forces once again. We can get some big points here. Let's follow up on that. Oh, we got split. Come on, help me. Well done, well done. The Mongols are here as well, fighting our enemies. Or the Chinese are back on the southeast. We might have been a bit fast for our allies here. Yeah, that's a defeat. Retreat. We are back with the Mongols. Now that's a win. Okay, let's see, can we get a white piece maybe? Yes, we can. Let's take that. I think that clearly showed us we need to expand our man-at-arms a bit more. So let's invest all our gold into the army. Let's even create a new regiment, I think. Okay, and that's all maxed out for now. I've begun marrying out our relatives to the Mongols. I will continue doing that, and I will also try to create some matrilineal marriages for the golden lineage trade. The Kingdom of Bihar is a perfect example for our Mandala tributary system. He released all his former vassals as tributaries and was small enough to get vassalized by us, and we were able to vassalize his former vassals. This really now opened India to us, and we embraced them all peacefully. Thanks to our mother, we have the Way of the Nomad trade, which we will use to create a new hybrid culture with minus 75% cost. I want to create a hybrid culture with the Han Chinese because you can say we are quite behind them innovation-wise. We will keep horse breeders, temple builders, religious patronage and Himalayan settlers and mix in art of war for the military, even though it makes the troops more costly. We will also add the scholar officials tenet and the cultivation tenet. Cultivation giving us +5 life expectancy. I think that matches really well with our godlike divinity. Aesthetic wise, I don't want to hybridize. Let's stay with the Mongolian and Bodpa Tibetan and Bodpa frames. Yeah, pillar wise, we will stay with spiritual. We will keep the Tibetan heritage and switch to the Chinese language. I would like to keep the Tibetan language, but I don't want to give up any of the other ones. I named our culture Botchen Po, which, if you ask Google, means Greater Tibet. We are now going full Reformation mode and will also create a new religion or a new Buddhist school. There already is a religion. We will orientate ourselves to. This is the Maitreya Buddhist religion. They have the holy sites, of course, overall in Asia, and I want to keep our holy sites close to our home in Tibet. That's why we create a new religion instead of converting. Maitreya seems to be the next Buddha, who is to believe to come back down to earth when the teachings of the current Buddha are forgotten. I'm not a religious expert, of course, so sorry if that's wrong. Our religion will focus on a fundamentalist path of this believing, thinking that we need to purify the world by force and bring the teachings of Buddha Maitreya to the people. I've named our school Bodhikrama, which means something like stage path to awakening or order of awakening. I found the burning leaf symbol very fitting for our religion and of course added a little RP description to our faith. The old Dharma has decayed into mere pretense. Bodhikrama enforces a staged return to true awakening. Under the Dalai Lama, false piety is purged so compassion can be made real again. Tenet-wise, we stay with the monasticism, which allows us to get monks. We of course add the extinction of a Dharma tenet. Demons walk the earth in the guise of the pious and the devout. Whomsoever slays one shall take 1 step toward Buddhahood. Whomsoever slays 10 shall take 10 steps toward Buddhahood. We will be able to claim the Mantle of Maitreya, and we will get minus 100% monthly piety, which isn't too dramatic as we have enough piety bonuses to ourselves. Faiths in the same religion are considered to be evil, which means we can holy war other Buddhist faiths. And we can also gain piety by executing other Buddhists. Next we have added the benevolent governance. Those who govern over the masses have a moral duty to promote that which is good and abjure that which is evil. It is only by adhering to this principle that a ruler may truly be just. It makes loyalty a virtue, disloyalty a sin. I just found it very fitting to our extinction of Dharma tenet. Doctrine-wise, we go with the fundamentalist attitude, lay clergy and temporal head of faith, of course. We haven't changed much in the marriage doctrines, only changed to evangelate marriage for better breeding chances. The crime doctrines are unchanged, and the clergy doctrines are focused towards temporal removable recruitment and clerical marriage allowed. 34 of 35 vessels will convert. Only one Duke of our dynasty will not convert because he is a zealot. That's fine, however, he will assimilate over time. Here we are with the Bodhikrama faith and the Bodhikrama Lama Inkarnation as our head of faith title. Our ruler is called Trizin now. If you create a new Buddhist faith outside of Tibet, your head of faith is called Lama, and the Dalai Lama is the head of the Tibetan Gelug Buddhism tradition. So I think it is only fair that we use a little mod to claim that title for ourselves and change our ruler title. The mod I'm using for that is the mod RIT Simple Manager Custom Address and Nickname and House. It will be linked down in the description. This mod does not require a new save game, so we have now a character interaction which is called Custom Title Flavors. In the next window we can change the ruler title and many other things. As you can see, I've only changed the ruler title and the husband and wife flavor. Let's add the by the sword tradition to our culture, which allows us to wage unlimited holy wars for kingdoms. In the Decisions tab we have a new decision called Claim the Mantle of Maitreya. With this decision we can claim to be the living incarnate of Buddha Maitreya, but that would require us to have the zealous, peasant leader, or one of the possessed or lunatic traits. I think that are quite good requirements for that. It would give us strong boosts in opinion with our own faith, but other faiths will hate us. We have died with 82 years and passed the throne to our grandson. This is an important succession, as this is the first ruler of our dynasty who can become godlike. He also is zealous, which would allow him to claim the Mantle of Maitreya, which we will not do yet, so we won't get hated too much. However, Dalai Lama Lade is our chosen ruler to bring purification and unity to Asia. We will start with bringing all of India under our tribute, and India stands absolutely no chance against our troops. The Khan is dead. Kagan Temujin Genghis Khan has died. But as we married as much as possible with the Mongols, we are still allied with them. This is the final siege, 100%. Enforce our demands. And the Indian conquests are finally done. All of India submits to the Dalai Lama. India is not enough, however. We have decided to start our conquest of Persia. For too long the Muslims have threatened our territories. Well, I don't know what you think, but I think that looks pretty amazing. The Mongols got some bit of Persia, but are largely going westwards, and we have a nice north-south border. Taking a look on the Mandala aspect map, you can see everything in dark blue is our directly owned territory, and everything light blue are tributaries. The religion map is also looking quite good. Bodhidharma is expanding fast as hell. We also have some cute little shenanigans, like the Abbasid, who is converted to our faith and is ruling Yemen for us. We've waged all these wars, so we can now finally upgrade our Mandala aspect to the highest stage and also start the last bit of the temple complex upgrade. As you can see, it is quite expensive. We will only do the contributions we really want, and the right of worthiness, of course. All other contributions will be done by vessels. Our vessels have now contributed and the construction has started as planned. We can see the building has massive stats, also raising our vessel and domain limit once again. I think it is more than deserved that our current Dalai Lama claims the Mantle of Maitreya. The world has fallen into turmoil. Monks and nuns have forsaken their precepts and their duty to the Dharma, pursuing material wealth and drowning themselves in worldly pleasures. The common people long for a savior to deliver them from their suffering, devoutly awaiting the day that Maitreya will descend from the heavenly firmament to renew the world and bring peace and prosperity to all. Our fervor will increase by 100, we will gain the Maitreya Incarnate buff, which gives insane boosts to our taxes and opinion with our own faith. And we will get a whopping 43k men in Lhasa as special soldiers. The land shall be purified and the world renewed. Sadly, there's no event for that, but when we expand our character modifiers, we see we are indeed the incarnation of Maitreya Buddha. We can see on the example of Kagan Batu that we are really quite hated. He only likes us because we are blood brothers. Now, as Buddha, it is of course our duty to bring the Dharma to the Chinese. We have multiple CBs against the song. One is to seize the mandate of heaven. However, we would become a celestial government if we do that. Basically ending our complete game because we will lose our divinity and our Mandala government. The next one would be the subjugation. We don't see that we will become celestial, but I've tested it and it seems like we will become celestial because we take the hegemony title. That of course still ends our Mandala government. So the next possibility would be invade kingdom, or on the other hand holy war kingdom. But there are many kingdoms in China, and with the 5-year truces it would take an eternity to conquer them. The dynastic cycle is moving towards tension, as we can see, so the realm could split eventually. But that still needs a lot of progress, and we are now like 215 years into the game, 217 actually, and have played for quite some generations, as we can see. So I think we will subjugate them as tributary and call it a day. 500 piety due to realm size, but that's fine, let's go in. We have of course expanded our men-at-arms over time to the maximum, going in with 4 regiments of our mountaineers, 3 regiments of the horse archers, and a regiment of the Chinese cavalry, as well as 2 full regiments of the bombards. Thanks to the bombards, we are rushing through their defenses, and there are no armies in sight so far. We've done it. 92%, we don't even need the last siege. And force demands on the song and let them pay tribute to the Dalai Lama. Damn, that was way easier than I thought, to be honest. Together with our allies, the Mongols, we are controlling the Eastern Hemisphere. We are stretching from China to Persia and could subjugate anyone we want, even the Mongols if necessary. At this point we have completed 20 Dynasty Legacy perks and are gaining renown like nothing. We could easily within the next 50 years complete 2 to 5 more Dynasty Legacies. Okay guys, we are back. The video was already fully edited, but I couldn't end it there until the Song are truly defeated and under our control. However, they just became independent because they assimilated to our faith and the Mandala government. So that even works for a hegemony. Interesting. We can't declare war on them right now because we now have a truce with them. But fear not, the dynastic cycle is working for us. Here we go. The empire, long united, must divide. The realm has splintered into many single kingdoms, which we can now pick up one by one. But first, let's vassalize everyone who wants to become vassalized on our borders. That are some counts and dukes, I guess. Okay, that already looks good. Now it is time to start our Great China campaign. We will declare multiple holy wars at once and just march them down with our hordes. The Han will stay independent with 1 province, I don't care. Next one is the Kingdom of Lingnan. Let's get this as well. The Chu will join, as if that would help them. Okay, they joined as well, and let's also declare on the Jin. That should be enough for now, we don't border anymore. The Divine Temple Palace, our last upgrade is done, and that leaves us with the achievement A Living God on Earth. As a Mandala ruler, have a godlike level of piety, rule an empire and have a Mandala radiance of 100. We are just about to finish our last war of the first campaign. And as you can see, we have claimed a lot of land. Okay, we have united almost all of China. Here's only 1 pretender rebel who has also united 3 or 4 kingdoms for himself. That should be the most interesting war of our whole China campaign. Yeah, we will use the Consolidate Land under Heaven CB for that, so we can get all his lands in one war. We've just taken his capital, and that's done. We haven't seen his army once. He was on a completely different border and forced our demands. Let me give the titles away real quick. Okay, here we are with China truly subjugated. Our faith is already spreading like nothing in China. We are bringing peace and prosperity to all of Asia. With 98 years of age and still going strong. Our daughter and heir, 74 years, still doing pretty good. And our grandson, who also has the golden lineage trait of the Mongols. We are set up for a bright future. Now that's the end for real. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if so, please consider commenting, liking and subscribing. Also tell your friends about my channel. Thank you, and I hope to see you in the next one.